Okay guys, here we are with a Yu-Gi-Oh! 5ds Decade Duels deck recipe. I know I haven't done one of these in at least a week or two. So, let's get back to them, shall we? Alright, so no blabbering or anything going on before. I just want to wish you guys the Happy New Year because it is exactly 2014. So, right. Today I am showing off a dark deck, which was actually requested by someone too, which they said dark deck with tuner. I don't know what implied exactly there, but whatever. So, yeah, so basically the point of this deck is to beat down your opponent and outplay them, so, yeah. And I'll show you how to do this, so. Right now we have two Armageddon Knights. You summon him and you send a dark monster to your grave. Your targets usually will compose of a Destiny Hero Malicious, a Necro Gardener, or a Plague Spreader usually. But if you're just trying to deck thin and you don't know what to throw in the grave, I would suggest the Summoner Monk because he's not doing too much for you. He's in here because he's dark and he can bring out more support for you, but other than that, he's not really the... He's probably like the last resort if you're planning on dumping things. Breaker, he is limited to 1, so yeah, you normal summon him, he gets a counter, and he gets 300 attack for that counter, and what happens is you can remove the counter and destroy a spell or trap, or you can just attack. Usually what I recommend is you attack with this card and then remove the counter to blow out the back row because you do a lot more damage and get over stuff. But sometimes you don't want to risk it and you want to blow out the back row, which is fine too. Just make sure you have some backup play if you don't blow it up and this card gets destroyed. Otherwise you'll be in big trouble. So yeah. If he was at more than 1, I would probably be playing 2 of these. But he's at 1 in this. Double Kaius. Yeah, double. When he's tribute summoned, you banish something, and if it's dark, you do 1000 damage. He is basically a staple dark monster. That's basically what I'd say about him. And as you notice, we don't really have high level dark monsters other than Gores, Malicious, Dark Armed, and Caius, which is pretty good. Speaking of Dark Armed, we have one of them because we're playing darks. We have to have exactly 3 darks in the grave. You banish one and you destroy a card on the field. Which, if you're gonna banish, no, just banish whatever you feel like. Usually Malicious, because if you already used Malicious as effect, or if you drew one into one, then you're probably just gonna get rid of it anyways. So, yeah. 1 Dark Armed. Anything I need to tell you about? Try not... I guess you could bring them out as soon as you get 3, but don't rely on them too much to be the main way of winning. Double Dark Grepher. You can special summon him by discarding a level 5 or higher dark. Or, yeah, you can do that and you can still summon, so you can synchro into stuff and whatever. You can, when he's on the field, you can discard a dark to send 1 dark from your deck to the grave. What that means for you is more targets for Dark Armed. You can get a Malicious in the grave along with a Plague Spreader. Get their effects off. You can get double Necro Gardeners. You can throw Armageddons if you want in there. Is it sending or is it discarding? Hold on. Oh, okay. Then never mind on the other thing I was gonna say. But basically he speeds up deck and he gets over a few things. Double Malicious. If he's in the grave, you banish him to special summon one from your deck, which is a bad thing because if the other one's not in your deck, you don't get his effect. So, one downside of him, but really he's an easy way of going into level 8s. He's usually seen in Stardust Assault mode decks too. So yeah. Double Doom Cowl. We're not running 3 because I don't have enough room. But we're running double Doom Cowl because this will stop most effects that are deadly to you right in their place, like Brian Axe, Stardust. Kind of hurts you too. Colossal Fighters, Sangins, Morphing Jars, whatever. But keep in mind this negates your effect too if for some reason you summon him to... I mean, it's a good first turn starter because you summon him and then your opponent has to try to get around it. But be careful later in the game if you need to activate effects like Dark Armed, because this guy will negate your own effect and you won't appreciate it. But other than that, he can't be Monster Reborn, so your opponent can't really use it against you. And yeah, he's basically like a quick skill drain, so it's good. One Gores. Oh right, I forgot to say what his effect is. If an effect is activated during either player's turn, you negate it. So, also if you have 2 Doom Cowls, never have two on the field. It will end badly for you. 1 Gores, I've gotten over it. If you take battle damage, you summon a token. If you have no cards on the field, if you take effect damage, you summon it and do effect damage to your opponent. Double Gravekeeper Spy. A really good defense and when it's attacked you could bring out another one and then you can synchro it up with Krabons or Plague or tribute one for Kaya's. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And also if it goes to the grave you get more closer to Dark Arms, so yeah, pretty good. Double Krabons, you can pay 800 to negate an attack if it's targeted. He's mostly in here for the tuner part, and he can stall out, and he can be brought out by emergency teleport. So yeah, that's basically what we have him for. We have Double Necro. You could get away with 3, I run 2. And you can banish this card during your opponent's turn to negate an attack. Of course you can negate it, banish this at any time, but it lasts until the end turn. Oops, hiccups. End of your opponent's turn. So wait till your opponent starts attacking and then negate whatever you feel like. This is good because you can protect a few things, like if they need to get rid of your Dark Arm and they make a Colossal Fighter, for example, you can negate his attack and then blow up Colossal Fighter next turn. Usually you want to keep these in the grave if you can, and then once they're banished for good. There is a spell card that helps out by putting these back in the grave, but I decided not to run it only because of the fact that I don't have enough room, so yeah. 1 Night Assailant, you can set it, and if it flips over you destroy your opponent's monster, one of them. And also this is sent from your hand to the grave. You can bring in a flip effect to your hand, except for this card, but no, don't worry about that. Alright, I got over Armageddon. Plague, I've gone over plenty of times. You guys get the point of this card. Sangin, you can bring pretty much everything out from this deck, so it's pretty good. Also is a dark. Yeah, I think you guys know what this does. Snipe Hunter, you discard 1 to target 1, and you roll a dice. Now, here's the fun thing. Since it's a gamble effect right there, it's not concluded that your effect will destroy. So anything like Prime Material, Stardust, Yeah, Prime Material and Stardust are usually the only two that you worry about with this. Yeah, so since those two say that your opponent has to if they destroy, you can negate, but you're gambling, doing a gamble effect, it's not reassured that you're destroying them, so they can't negate this effect, which is really good to get over Stardust and Prime Material. I believe Prime Materials can not negate this. Also helps you get stuff in the grave that you need to get in the grave. Spirit Reaper. It can't be destroyed by battle. It's a dark. Enough said. And Summoner Monk, you could discard. Is it discard or send? Yeah, discard. Okay. You discard one of these spells if you need to. Mostly emergency teleport, card destruction, and I would say bring out Snipe or Armageddon to get Plague, back from the grave, to Synchro, or to get a Necro Garden on the grave, or get Dark Grepher. Maybe you want a Doom Caliber. There's no reason you want a Gravekeeper Spy, I know that. So yeah, what it does is you discard a spell to special summon a level 4. Yeah, you special summon a level 4. Mostly you see these in Stardust Assault modes. And Crystal Beast. And your monster can't attack, but usually you're bringing out an effect monster or a tuner anyway, so it doesn't really matter. 2 Lord Darkness, you draw a 2, then banish a dark. And you have 25 targets, so it's not that hard to figure out. And if you don't draw a dark, or if you don't have any darks in your hand, you send all cards to your grave. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say it helps out, but there's not really anything that you benefit off of, because you always would have to banish something with a Lord Darkness. Brain control, take control of opponent's monster, synchro, tribute, whatever. Card destruction, send stuff from your hand to the grave. Necro for dark arms. Crabbo or Plague Spreader, whatever. Card destruction's a card destruction, so if you wanted to play Dark Worlds in here, you could. I'll make a Dark World build eventually. But for now, we deal with this. Emergency Teleport. Expect to summon 1 level 3 or lower Psychic type monster from your hand or deck. So, yeah, Crabbones, pretty much. And the reason I'm not playing a Psychic Commander or Psychic Jumper is because I wanted to keep it all darks. So, Psychic Commander is an Earth, so. I had a Cold Wave in here, but I took it out for the Lightning Vortex, if you guys are curious. Heavy Storm, you know what that does. Lightning Vortex, discard, destroy all face-up monsters. I think it's necessary because of the fact that I ran into like a Gore's token, and an Ab-Zero. Don't ask, but yeah, I did. And I wish I had this, but I didn't, so yeah. 1 Monster Reborn, you know what this does. Anything you want to bring back though? Nothing coming to mind. Sorry, I had a yawn. Mystical Space Typhoon, you know what that does. Avarice, you know. Swords, I'm pretty sure you know about that. 1 Crush card. Okay. Anyways, tribute 1,000 or less, attack dark monster, and your opponent reveals his hand. Anything that's 1,500 or more attack is automatically destroyed, and for the next 3 draws, they have to destroy 1,500 or more attacks. My only problem with this card is that if they add the card and they don't draw it, by effects of Sanyan, by the effect of Gold Sark by the effect of whatever it is that they use, then it's unaffected by Crush Card. Also, anything Monster Reborn or Synchroed into after Crush Card Virus is activated are unaffected by this, so you have to play this smartly. Usually you want to use this when your opponent normal summons and then just tribute something. But sometimes you want to wait till they synchro. But if they synchro into a Stardust, you're going to be in trouble. Because Stardust will negate this right away. And 3-row Decree. Usually I would have some really good trap set up. But I just figured, you know what, no traps. I just negate everything. Which helps out in the stack a lot. So let's see. The extra deck is pretty fun. One Ally Justice, one Arcanite, one Blackwing Armed Wing. Now you're gonna look at these three and say, why are these in here? Well, when you see the side deck, you'll know why. Two Armor Masters, one Brightneck, one Colossal, double Darkened, I think is needed. You can do double Stardust too. Just take out your Quasius, or whatever his name is. So yeah, one of these, one of you. You could get away with 2 of these. Up to you. And yep. Now for the extra deck, 2 Elfin. I'm not gonna go over him because I'm not running Blackwings. But this is mostly for the other version of this deck you can kind of run. So he's level 6. That's basically what you need to know. Gale. I definitely would trade this out for possibly maybe Plague or Krebons. So to make Armor Masters, which are pretty good. Which Armor Masters can't be destroyed with battle, and they don't take any battle damage. And you can place wedge counters on things that basically attack this. And you move a wedge counter to make your opponent's monster 0 attack and defense. Pretty good. Not too much can deal with this card, but you know, they're still like trap cards. Double VU is a tuner that only works in the grave. So you would tune this and this to make level 7s. And this can only make Blackwing synchros and needs Blackwing non-tuners to synchro with. So you can imagine why this card is not all that great on the field, but is really good in the graveyard. Double Phantom Chaos. This isn't a Norialis build or Norleras. I don't know how to pronounce it. Build. So yeah, but I do prefer these kind of builds when it comes to dark decks usually. But I like the one I have right now. Yeah, any battle damage involving this becomes 0. So you attacking something basically. Once per turn, you can take an effect of a monster in the grave. Mostly Red Eyes Arcanum's Metals, Dark Arms, Chaos Sorcerers, whatever you feel like. But in this case, it would be the I just call it Norialis. I know it's not that, but I just call it Norialis. So anyways, Norialis, you need to bring all the stuff to bring it out. We can use Armageddon or Magical Merchant or so many random things put in the grave. And you take the effect of it by Phantom Chaos. Phantom Chaos would take its effect, and its effect is you pay 1,000, send all cards from hand and the field to the graveyard, and you draw 1 card. Which then you would have, basically at that point, you would have a Malicious in the grave, a Plague to make a level 8. You would have I'm just saying, if you had a really good game and draws and stuff, then you have 2 Elfins in the grave, along with Vayus to make the Armor Masters, but the Armor Masters Oh, another thing about value. If you synchro with this, the synchro monster is negated, like its effect. So yeah. Something good to keep in mind. And yeah, pretty good deck if you run it. 2 dark creators. You need to control no monsters, and you can special summon this guy. And what you do is you banish a dark to special summon a dark from your grave. Simple enough. And there's plenty of stuff you want to bring out anyways, so have fun imagining what you want to do with this. Usually keep this in defense or attack. It is a thunder though, so you can do Judgment of Thunder with this, or you can I don't know what else you want to do with this card. It's up to you guys. Double Tragodia, just in case if you don't want to run Gores. I wouldn't blame you. And we have a Vanity Fiend. If you want to put it in there for the anti-meta based stuff, what you do is you tribute something, as this card can't be special summoned, and you bring them out. No one can special summon while it's on the field, so there's pretty much nothing getting over this at the moment this is on the field. But I only have one in here because, oh, it's kind of packed up at the moment. Other cards that would be great to run with this would be, what was it? No, it was a spell card. It is, in fact, where are you? Oh, here it is. Oh, no, not Burning Land. This one where we turn 3 removed from playing monsters, and I thought I was on busy. I guess not. Well, sorry guys, I didn't know that. You choose 3 removed from playing monsters and turn them back. Other stuff that help out too in the Norealis kind of build, if you want to, is where is he? Magical. Where is he? Oh, here he is. Magical Merchant, which you reveal cards from the top of your deck until you get a spell or a trap. So basically mills out a lot of things, and you usually get stuff like Monster Reincarnation or Pot of Avarice to return something to your hand, or get stuff back to your deck to your hand. And yeah, pretty much those 2 help out a lot too. And in that case, if you're running Magical Merchant, I pretty much will know what I'm going for here. But you can get a, where is he? Okay, Sorcerer would be good if you're running Magical Merchants. And if you need more mill power for darks, I would do a Card Trooper possibly. I don't know, but for now, you could use this. This is probably the best base I can think of for a dark deck. Okay, I can't say it's the best because someone's going to say this other base or this is better than this. This is my personal liking to a dark deck right now. Oh boy, everyone's online today, aren't they? But it's my favorite base to everything being dark, so yeah. And that dog is barking again. He always does this when I'm recording. 1 second. Okay, I think he decided to be quiet. So yeah, so what do I think of this deck? Well, I dueled with it like 10 times already, and I have to personally say I do like it. It basically holds its own. I definitely suggest the Lightning Vortex, or something that's going to destroy your opponent's monsters, because if you don't have anything like that, you might get overwhelmed a lot, because you're running Road of Decrease instead of traps. Not saying you can't run traps, you could always run traps over Road of Decrease. You could definitely decrease this by 5 monsters. But, you know, I just decided to make it more of a swarm kind of thing. You got double summons to this, whatever. But, you know, if you just don't know where to start, I would say start with this. See how you like this, see what you don't like, take out what you don't like. you know, add whatever you feel like having. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck recipe. Tell me what your thoughts are. As I said, this was requested by someone. I believe it's their original name. I don't know if they want me to say what it is on camera, recording, whatever. So yeah. And I will catch you guys later. It's Dragox55 signing out.